Hello everyone, I'm FARMERSIM and welcome to episode 40 of the Let's Play series here down on Coal Farms Country Park. Hope you're all doing very well and having a nice day. So we're still in the same game day as we were in the last episode. We're just cracking on with the harvesting. I have just topped up the diesel tank of this harvester. Let's see if I can squeeze through this gate neatly. There we go. Look at that. Oh, and it was going so well. Right, yes, we've got another 3 fields to get harvested. We have the barley in this field, we have the canola and the linseed over at the farm to get out the field. So that's the plan, that's the first step of today anyway. Do you know what, let me just turn that off so I'm not trying to talk over its volume, shall I? Yeah, 3 fields to harvest, that's what we've got to do today initially. And obviously the carrots are still yet to come to harvestable stage. That potentially could be next month or the month after, but either way we can't do anything about that until I've bought the harvesting machine, which we can now do. We have now got, as some of you may be aware from the last episode, we're now sat at £205,135. What that enables me to do is to buy the £100,000 vegetable harvester, or one of them. The one I've got my eyes on is £100,000, give or take, and it also means I am going to sell. We're going to upgrade my slurry tank machine. We're going to sell the one that we've got, which is worth about 18 grand, and I'm going to buy one that has a fitted dribble bar and that comes with the selectable John Deere manure sensing technology, because I'm very keen just to see. Well, to use it essentially and just get the most out. I'm assuming that's going to allow me to get the most out of my slurry and to have it go into the field properly. So that's where my mind is with that. I did really have my heart set on the latest mod offering from 4D Modding, which was an Abbey slurry tanker with an attachable dribble bar, and it is considerably cheaper than the Flegel option that I'm looking at. But it doesn't have the John Deere manure sensing technology, and whether I'm right or wrong in doing that, whether there's any need for me to do that or not, I don't know. I'm assuming it does something. It's in the game and it's an option on a handful of the slurry tanks, so I think I would just like to do it. So the slurry tanker that I'm looking at with the John Deere technology, I think is about 105 grand. So it is a lot of money. I'm you know, that's not lost on me. I know it's going to cost a lot of money, but you know what, we'll be fine. We've got once we've done this job, we'll have 6 crops in the farm silo, plus the 7th will be the carrots when they're ready to harvest, and we'll make a good amount of money from that. We really will. It's not like I need to stress too much about holding on to every single penny. We do need the equipment. You're always going to need to replace equipment at some point, aren't you? So anyway, right, I shall be quiet and I'm going to do my usual. I'm going to combine the harvesting of these 3 fields and their journey to the silo and back potentially into a bit of a cinematic, and I shall pick you all back up in, for you guys it will be a few minutes, 3 maybe 4 minutes tops. For me, a bit longer than that. So I'll see you all very soon.
Coffee cup to go, and I'm gonna hit the road tonight. Now my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind blowing in my hair. I'm driving down the highway, gonna do this my way. I can feel need to take a ride. I don't know when I'll get back. Keep on going and relax tonight. Now my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind blowing in my hair. I'm driving down the highway, gonna do this my way. I can feel it in the air. Here I go. I'm not heading for the stars, driving down this boulevard tonight. Yeah, playing Coldplay on repeat, watching people on the street as I go by. Now my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind blowing in my hair. I'm driving down the highway, gonna do this my way. I can feel it in the air. Here I go.
There we go, all done. We've only got the field of carrots left to do next month potentially. But that is our harvest done for yet another year. I think that's year 3, is it, I think, at the minute on this one? It's pretty awesome. So, let's get everything back into the yard, cleaned off and put away. I'm just going to go into the field here with the header trailer and get the harvester sorted out. Now, I think if I just pull up about there-ish, should be about right, I think. Tell you what though, we have got a plethora of straw to pick up. All 6 fields that we've done in these last couple of episodes have all got straw in, as you're no doubt aware, as you'll have seen come flailing out the back of the combine. I just don't know what to do with it all, to be honest. We've got such a backlog still in the shed, so I think the only thing I'm really going to do, because our pickup trailer, the forage trailer, that's not big enough to be picking things up and taking it over to a sell point to sell and make some money from. So I think that's the sensible thing I need to do, isn't it? I'll put a couple into the shed just to stock up on a couple of them, not that we need to, and then the rest I'll bail up, pick up and sell. Essentially, there's not much point in me holding on to them, because by the time we need more, we'll have got more from another harvest, no doubt. So yeah, that's the approach I think I need to take. Keeping the belt firmly tightened on my sensible pants, as it were. Right, let's line this thing up, get it kind of central. There we go, that should be about right, I think. Detach the PTO, which we had on that ladder. There we go, right, okay, so drop that off. Yeah, there we go. I think that's the best one I've done yet, to be honest. Right, so I'm going to get everything, as I say, back over here up the hill to the farm. Watch out, dear. And then we're going to take a trip down to the shop. Now, I know it's past 5 o'clock, but the shop are going to stay open for me, because I'm going to take my slurry tank down. Got it in the yard here, hooked up to the Renault, all cleaned off, ready to trade in against the new one, as it were. There we go. I think that's the cleanest it's looked all the time I've had it, to be honest. So, yeah. Let's get everything stashed away. and I'll pick you back up in a few minutes. Right, all sorted there. What a beautiful summer's evening it is here down on Court Farms. I do this all the time, don't I? But I love the way that this map produces lovely evening lighting. It's just amazing, it really is. Anyway, right, let's finish off this in-game day with a spot of another spot of retail therapy. Let's go and chop this slurry tanker in. Oh, whoops-a-daisy. Damaged it before I send it back. Got a bit of wool there to sell as well. In fact, that's a good point. Now I'm spending a load of money. I'm going to get about, as I said before, I think I'm getting about 18, somewhere between 18 and 19 grand for this slurry tanker. Because I'm not going to have a lot of money left after this, am I? I'm going to be spending pretty much 200 grand in a few minutes' time. Vegetable harvester and new slurry tank, but I'll get 20 grand left back for this. Give or take a bit. So I think I'm going to be left with about 20 grand back in the bank. So may well chuck a load of that wool on the trailer and take it round to Valley View, get rid of that, get a bit more cash in the bank. Anyway, right, so let's get down there, get spending some cash. Right, that is big, isn't it? It looked a lot smaller in the picture. Still, I am glad I've got it. I hope it's been a wise investment. So what we're looking at, we have our legal slurry tanker here. It has a capacity of 18,000 litres, 18 cubic metres, and the dribble bar that unfolds has a width of 15 metres, so we've got a much wider working width, a much bigger capacity. And it does have the John Deere manure sensing technology, so I am hoping that it's going to be a little bit more cleverer than our last one, and be able to apply the slurry with a bit more knowledge about what's underneath it. So yeah, and then we've got this thing, but this is, I'm pretty sure this is going to be limited to the Fendt because it requires 225 horsepower. So yeah, I think that is going to be solely a job for the Fendt. But here we are, our DeWolf vegetable harvester with its sorrowful width, 0.8 meters. It's pretty much one row at a time, isn't it? So this is going to take quite a while, but it does have a capacity, whereas some of them don't have a capacity and just load into wooden boxes. This has a capacity of, I think it's 5.5 cubic meters, so 5,500 litres. So this could essentially still run away a bit, get a bit of harvesting done, and then tip to trailer as we're used to doing. It's an odd looking thing, isn't it? I think it does have an element of rear wheel steer to it as well, which is helpful, I guess. Manoeuvring around the field edges. I would like to be able to harvest the field row by row instead of doing headlands, but I don't think that's, even though the hedges don't have collisions on them, I don't really think that's going to be possible, because the tractor will be turning around outside the field and into hedges and potentially bumping into bushes and trees. So anyway, right, so I think we will obviously we've got the Renault here, so we'll use this to take the vegetable harvester home, and we will come back in the Fendt and pick up the slurry tanker and get everything back to the yard. So I'm grateful for the shop for staying open for us, though. I suppose it was worth it to them because they've just had a couple of £100,000 worth of business. We got 19,831 quid in the end for our old slurry tanker, so that's half decent, I guess. And they're just about to close. Look at that, closing the gate on me, are you, mate? No, you. Right. Yeah, I am pretty sure. Yeah, it does. It's got rear wheel steer, so that's pretty handy. Right. To the farm. And back again. See you in a moment. Right, back again for this big lump. So this tractor's got 265 horsepower, so this should cope with it just fine. Legal PFW 18,000 max line plus. There you go, that's what it's called. I suppose that looks about right. The tractor doesn't look too dwarfed by it. I guess it'll do. Right, so let's get this all back to the yard. I have just I've got the potato harvester thing unfolded back at the yard, just because I was very intrigued to see what it all looked like when it was working or folded out. Can I shut these gates for them? There we go. Excellent. Being a good boy. Right. As before, back to the farm. There we go, you see? Looks pretty crazy, doesn't it? I think I'm going to do the same with this thing just for a second or two. Let me just bring it out into the... So we've got a bit of space. Have I got enough space? Let's see, shall we? Oh yeah, just about. Okay. See, that's pretty cool. What a thing, ladies and gentlemen. All for spreading slurry. Yeah, I'm very happy with this. I really am. As I am with this vegetable harvester. Look at that crazy thing. It's definitely big enough to tip into the trailer. That's one thing I was curious about. Having not seen it unfolded properly, when you see it in the store as it's all folded down, it doesn't look like it's big enough to tip into a trailer like we've got here, but I had faith that it would probably do some kind of Optimus priming like it has done. But it's still going to take a long time to harvest that field, and it's not a particularly big field really. I'd have said it was a kind of mid-range average size field, so doing one row at a time is going to take a while. But I'm still excited to get into it because we obviously have never done vegetables before, carrots, so I am still very keen to get into it. Anyway, right, so I'm going to very quickly find somewhere to park these two shiny bits of machinery up, and then I'm going to load up the flatbed again trailer. We're going to get rid of whatever pallets we've got around the farm. I think I've got a pallet of eggs. I'm not sure what we've got in the way of lettuces, but we have got a handful of pallets of wool. And as we now only have £12,888, this is a last-ditch, desperate attempt to claw back a couple of quid. So, I'll crack on with that, and I'll see you again in a matter of moments. And I've figured out where to put this behemoth. Right, here we are, next door at Valley View, with my precariously stacked trailer. Let's hope we get all this in one go for a change. We've got the heads-up display. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Go on, everything in one go. If that top pallet... oh no, it's on top of something, we're alright. Oh, 12,898, 1301, so 1314. 14 and a bit. Okay, so call that 1,500 quid, 14 and a bit, 14, 15. 15 and a half grand, give or take a bit. Forgive my numerical inaccuracies there. 15 and a half grand, give or take, that will do. Okay. Well, that's not so bad. We're back up to almost up to 30 grand. Do for me for now. But it's 6:20 at night. There ain't anything else we're going to be doing on the farm today, so I think I'm going to tidy this thing up. Goodness me, that is a mound of manure. The cows are clambering all over. Right. Let's park up for the evening. So I think tomorrow think the first thing we really need to do is to make a start, once we've fed the cows and stuff, is to make a start on picking up all this straw, which I suppose is going to increase our bank balance a little bit more. I don't think straw's particularly valuable, but it's going to be better than nothing. Let's have a quick jog round to the bale shed just to check. I know I've got plenty of straw, so I'm not really bust too much. Yeah, what have we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 24, 48, 64, 60. So we've got 66 bales there. Right, so I think what I will do, I'm gonna get all the fields baled up. We'll pick a couple of trailers worth of them up and put them in here, and the rest we will fire off to be sold. I think that is going to be the best thing to do, because I'm not going to try and store them all. I goodness knows how many there'll be after it all, but there's going to be a lot, and I don't need to store them all. That's the reality. The other reality is, in fact, let's just have a look at this, actually. Where are we up to with this? Where have you gone? Alright, 13%. So we're still a way off with this. But when this is fermented, whatever's left here, bale-wise, I can get rid of. So that's going to be another financial blessing, I guess. Because I'll just be able to load the feed mixer up with a couple of shovels from this thing, won't I? I know that the ratio-wise, when I make a feed mix for the cows, they get two silage bales, 1 or 2 hay bales, I think, and then I pad the rest out with straw. So this is 5,500 litres, so that's 11,000 litres that they get of slurry, silage, sorry. I think the hay bales are 7,500. I think I get mixed up because some of them are 5.5, some of them are 6.5, and some of them are 7.5. What are the straw bales here? Yeah, these are 7.5, right? And I think the hay is 6.5. Anyway, right. So let's hit the hay for the night. See what I did there, and I'll pick you all up in the morning, possibly with a baler attached. Right, hello everyone. Welcome to the second day of July. First thing in the morning, just top the cows up with a bit of straw and a bit more whole mix ration, a bit of a feed mix. So, I think the approach I'm going to take now then is... see the cow walking over the pile of manure. I know I should really empty that. They're now full. This is a 10,000 litre pile. Essentially, as you can see there, hopefully not behind my logo, 10,000 litres is full essentially. So now what's happening is the manure should be being directed straight into our manure bunker. And I'm just, as I said in the previous episode, of just for now monitoring the cow's health to make sure that they're excuse me, to make sure that the full cow barn of manure doesn't affect their health, and I don't think it does. If I pop into the menu very quickly, their health is all at 100%. So just to save me picking that up manually with the bucket and the telehandler and tipping it into the manure bunker over there, which is powering quite a lot. Goodness me, what have we got in here? We have got 352,718 litres. Good job this thing holds 4 million litres, isn't it? Check me out, king of the castle and all that. Right, so anyway, enough mucking around, quite literally. I need to get to work in the fields, getting the fields emptied of the loose straw. And I think the best way I'm going to do that is I'm going to run the baler, get all the fields baled up, and then I'm going to run round, essentially picking everything up with this thing. It's only 8 bales at a time, so it's going to take a while. I will get all this done off camera, I feel, because it's going to be quite a long, drawn-out, laborious process. Yeah, and we'll, as I say, I'm going to stick a few in the shed, and then the rest we will sell. So, yeah, let's we'll go from there, see how much money we can make from quite a lot of straw bales. So, I'll pick you all back up as soon as physically possible. Hello again, everyone. We're back. Been very busy. It has taken, strangely enough, if you remember back to the last episode when we did the forage contract, and I said, strangely enough, it's taken, as near as makes no difference, 4 hours, almost to the minute. Well, yet again, just over 4 hours to the minute. I think it was about 10 past 7 in the morning when we started, quarter past 7 in the morning when we started the straw baling job, as it were. It's now quarter past 11, exactly 4 hours later. So, right, what a task that was. But as you can see, looking at our bank balance, we've not done too bad out of all that. Now, I forgot to mention earlier, as I was feeding the cows first thing in the morning, in between the 1st and 2nd of July, we made 8,847 quid from the milk, and we got 300 quid from the campsite as a property income. But we're now sat at a pretty decent 79,556. Now, from the straw bales, I have baled, I've got all the straw out of all 6 fields. Do you know what, just because I'm dead proud of it, and I've managed to get pretty much every single scrap of the stuff. There you go, all done, apart from the odd little tiny little snip that I've missed there, but all the straw has been picked up from all 6 fields. So, anyway, yeah. And I've managed to drop some on the ground here. I don't quite understand how I've done that, because you can't actually drop anything out of any trailers or bales or what. Anyway, yeah. Okay, so we created 153 bales from all of that straw. As it happens, I ended up not putting any in the shed. I've just sold them all. I did pick up 1 forage trailer's worth of loose straw just to feed to the cows next time they need some, but I felt I'd be all right without having to stick any in the shed. So I just thought, you know what, I'll just sell them all. So 153 bales. All in all, we made £43,057. That is inclusive of any environmental score reward. Essentially, it was just over £2,000 per trailer of 8 bales with like a 210 quid environmental score reward on top. So we've not done bad, considering, you know, I had a bit of a spending spree today to the tune of around about £200,000, and I think I had about, momentarily, I had about 12 grand in the bank, didn't I? And then I did my little sell of pallets and bought that up a few quid. But now, finishing the episode back on a pretty half-decent 79,556 quid, I'd say that's not too bad, wouldn't you? Quite chuffed with that. So, next on the job list, because it never ends, is we need to get all those 6 fields mulched again, ready to get prepped, get relimed. Top up with lime anyway, and then I'm very keen to get some seed into the ground, and then get running our shiny new slurry spreader with the John Deere tech. Now, I believe the John Deere technology was actually thanks to Cartech here. Shout out to you, Cartech, mate. Hope you're okay. I think he's actually just been commenting on a few of my past videos as I've been recording this video, and he let me know that the John Deere manure technology essentially keeps the slurry application level at a level number, essentially, am I correct? So it'll essentially turn the nitrogen map in the PDA green, I believe. So I'm looking forward to that, because that's always what I've been trying to achieve with the slurry and with the manure, but I don't, unless like I did a few episodes ago, if I manually increase and control the application rate, then I can create the green colour on the PDA with the manure. But as it turns out, I don't necessarily want to do that, because it seems like you can over-fertilise a field of a crop, and then, you know, you suffer with a negative yield as a result. So hopefully that won't be the case with using the slurry spreader here with the John Deere tech in there. So anyway, but that's going to be for a future episode. Yeah, as I say, yeah, we need to get 6 fields mulched, but we also have the 2 grass fields to cut. We've still got that to do. I don't necessarily need to worry about the silage bales from this field. I am still going to I am still going to bale them up and wrap them, and essentially what I think I will do, I will just make a nice neat stack in the corner of the field out the way, or maybe I'll make a nice neat stack somewhere out the way, and then just leave them be, let them ferment, and when they have fermented, I'll then pick them all back up and sell them. I think that's my trail of thought with that one, just to get a few quid back in the bank, because I don't need to worry about slurry for about silage, sorry, for the foreseeable future with my my big healthy bunker and the backlog of silage bales that we've still got in the shed. So it's all good, I think, so far. I hope I'm not missing anything, but yeah, I think things are looking good. I'm pretty sure that now we have a decent stock of various crops in our silo. Come December again, which I think, if I remember back to last year, that was the top sell point for quite a lot of them. So again, Christmas this year is going to be quite a fruitful one, it would seem. We just have our carrots left to harvest, and I'm very excited to get into that. I really am. Get our new carrot harvester up and running. So yes, so I think I'm going to call it here for this episode, so that next episode I can start afresh with the mulching and yeah, get into a bit more field work. But I think yeah, I think this is a decent place to call it here for this episode. So as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time watching the video. I really hope you've enjoyed it and found it a little bit of fun and interesting. If you're new to the channel, you like my content, you like the way I do things, please consider hitting that subscribe button and joining the channel. Give the video a like if you can, if you wouldn't mind. It goes a huge way to helping the channel grow, hitting the like button and getting the YouTube algorithm to do its thing. And as always, there will be a host of links in the video description with my FARMERSIM promo code. If any of you are in the market for a DLC, an add-on, a season pass, or the game itself, or the premium expansion, or anything like that, if you're in the market for one of them and you fancy at the same time helping out a content creator, I would be massively appreciative. So thanks again, everyone. I hope you're well, and I shall see you in episode 41.